Good afternoon. My name is Haley Karicofe, and I chose the energy industry to analyze using Porter's five forces. The energy industry, specifically LP gas, would seem to be an attractive endeavor to pursue for many reasons. The abundancy from hydrofracking that we've had in the United States. It's one of the best fuel choices that are out there. It's clean burning with less carbon footprint compared to other fuel sources. And the appliances that burn LP gas are highly efficient compared to other fuel sources as well. And just the opportunity with technology we have today to deliver efficiently and make a great return on investment is there. However, there are challenges. So let's review the Porter's five forces that relates to the LP industry, starting with the threats of new entrants. It is high cost, very high cost and capital that's needed to enter into the market. It's specialized, very high skilled, technical, mechanical knowledge is needed because of the safety requirements, the codes, just the sheer volatility of the product. So it has to be specialized, difficult to find employees who want to remain in this field. So that's a concern. And distribution channels are already established by the size of the marketers. They're the ones, the largest companies are the ones that have the advantage. And there's intense competition between the independents and the majors. And consumers find it kind of difficult to differentiate between propane companies, so there's really no loyalty. And it does cost to switch to switch suppliers. And there's always an expected retaliation of competitors because there's so many out there, and there's a few majors in the industry that have the highest percentage of the market share. The top company has 15%, leaving the thousands of independents that are out there competing against each other for that market share. And just the sheer volatility of the product is a concern. If you make an error in installing, it could be possibly bankrupt for a company that's being sued. So if you look at the competitive rivalry, there's numerous competitors out there, and they're quick to respond and react when customers are being targeted. And a major can devastate a competitor if they come in and target their customers. And so consumers also really view marketers as no differentiation between them. So they respond to low price points, and they'll switch if the cost is if it's not enormous. So there's really no loyalty with the customers. There is a supply issue that exists currently as well, and the majors have distribution channels and satellite plants and opportunities that are already locked up. So it'd be kind of difficult for independents to move in and compete against that. As far as substitutes, there's really no substitutes currently for rural users who wish to continue to use LP gas where there's no natural gas available. But natural gas infrastructure is expanding and is less expensive for consumers. And there's also that possibility of folks that will switch from propane to electricity or another fuel source. For the suppliers, the volume is critical to suppliers to keep our customers in gas, and this is where the majors really excel. We have diverse distribution channels, so the majors have first rights to supply just due to the sheer size that we're purchasing. And majors can reduce cost and operate in a market for more efficiently than independents because they could own their PTI, tractor trailers, their rail cars, which can transport tens of thousands of gallons of propane at a time. And the appliance retailers and contractors really rely on our advancement, the marketers' advancement of educating consumers on the products, and they work with the highest purchaser, of course, and are loyal to those purchasers. For the buyers, the majors have an advantage here as well to attract buyers just because of the volume. We can buy 2 million gallons at a time and lock that pricing in for a couple years, where other competitors just cannot take the risk in the market. And the product is so important and detrimental that if a customer runs out of gas, say a restaurant, you can see how important that would be to a restaurant. So some companies will look for the peace of mind of a no run-out guarantee, which is really difficult for smaller independents to compete against that, and especially if you're new into the industry. The product appears to be shrinking as well. As appliances become more efficient and consumers learn how to conserve, the product appears to shrink year after year. And it could be a high cost to switch suppliers. If you have an underground tank, imagine tearing that up and what that would look like. So the growth rate of new construction has been low as well since the recession in 2007. And homeowners seem to be looking for ways to reduce their energy bills. And many feel like electricity has cost advantages over propane. So in conclusion, it's difficult to compete in the industry and make it long term. The growth of the propane volume that we have experienced now because of the fracking in the United States has really increased exporting and has created a supply and an infrastructure challenge which we're facing today. And it's just an unstable time with inventories levels at an all-time low. And the propane exports will exceed 50% of supply by 2019, so it's not going to get any better. And just the pure competition that's out there and how quick they are to react to threats, and there's thousands that are in business trying to compete. And we're weather dependent. The last two winters were the mildest in history since they've been keeping track of weather over 100 years. And the majors utilize acquisitions to grow strategy, where independents coming into the market can't do that because of the capital that's needed to buy other propane companies. So after analyzing the propane industry against the five portal forces, I would not attempt to enter the industry as a propane marketer. Thank you.